welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So, I haven't made a video in a while, and I thought we'd go ahead and we'd do one of these unrated games. I ain't got a whole lot of time tonight. I'm doing laundry and stuff, but I wanted to get a game in. So, let's see how it goes here. I've been playing a lot of E4, E5 recently, which, you know, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, obviously I'm a Caro Kann guy. But, you know, alright, let's do it. I've been just trying different things, man, because I don't think the opening matters that much. Like, I could get a good position in the Caro Kann because I know it really well. I've studied it extensively. And I don't mean I just done a few reviews. Like, I've got a course on it. I've done a bunch of stuff with the Caro. So, you know, I do know it. But, okay, we get this. And we're going to play the Ruy Lopez. And this is my baby here. This is, you know, what I like to play. Okay, well, here we go. Now, this looks like it hangs that, but it doesn't. Because of that move. Yeah, now it hangs. Now it hangs. So, how do you defend this? Well, I don't really want to play here and walk into that. So, let's just... I could play this and pin that guy. And this is a key defender of the king. So let's do this. Let's go ahead. We'll pin him. That stops him from taking, or he loses the queen. And if I get to take, I'm planning on long castling here. Is what I'm planning on doing. So, and now if I get this move in, that could get really, really bad. But I don't think we have to rush. Just play our pieces out, develop. We'll see what happens. I also don't mind if he damages my structure. Now, I could play backwards here. If he does that, I can come down. It does drop that. So let's take that. Let's take. And I kind of want to play here. Because obviously he's going to take with the queen. And I play this, I defend that, and I'm also threatening a queen trade, which would develop my knight if he takes it. If he doesn't take it, then I'm going to take him and ruin his pawn structure. And this move here... Yeah, I can actually take that if he tries to... Oh, he can't come down here because of the pawn. This move. Play that. I don't want to take with my king still in the center. Yeah. Alright, so... I'm going to play this. This move doesn't worry me. He doesn't really have... I mean, he's got that entry square here, but I could just come back. So I'm not worried about that. Let's long castle. So, I thought that might be what he does, but I'm not worried about that move. Because if he wants to take that and open my position, we're happy with that. So I think part of me wants to just go ahead and step out of the way of any kind of bullshit here. If he jumped in, takes, I win that. Oh, he could play that. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's break this pin. Because if he plays here and I take, I'm in trouble. Well, actually, he can't play that. I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys. I think that was the better move. Yeah, this definitely was wrong. And he does it anyway. Interesting. So now you've got dreams of this kind of stuff. Because this isn't a pin. So we could exploit this open G file here. Let's go ahead and play that. This move and I come back. We don't want to do the same thing to him where we take that knight and damage his structure. So he wants to play that. If I go there and he takes, I do get to push, and that opens that up. Because that's what he wants to do, and he wants to go here. Takes, push. Oh, he can't play that. Because of that pin. All right, let's do this. Let's push this up. It looks like that's a free pawn. And you've got this juicy square right here. But if he does break that pawn, or I'm sorry, that pin, enabling this move, this kicks his knight out. Now, he does have that. But I think I would be willing to sack that pawn. Yeah, that's a pin. You can't take. So if he plays here, we just come back. And we're happy. That's a rough move for getting about that pin. Yeah, and we will come back. I should have came here, and that way I could double if I wanted to. Or maybe you come here. Yeah, this was a mistake. That was a stupid mistake. Now, we're not going to take that. I have this. If he takes, I recapture, and I'm happy with that. If he locks the position, I'm also happy with that. I could play here. Let's say I play that and he takes. I would take... I see a world where that becomes a weakness. But if I let him take and take, he could come in right here anyway. So takes, takes, and that. That pin, right? If he takes, he's pinned to the king. So he actually can't take that. Yeah. And then he's pinned to the king. So he could play that and lose the pawn and then sack the exchange maybe. He might be able to do that. But he's going to lose that rook. This bishop is just hurting his feelings. Now, something like that breaks the pin, anything that breaks this pin, we have to deal with. I kind of like that. We'll see what he does. I mean, if he doubles here, he's got to defend the rook. That seems like a fairly easy move to find, but if he does that, he's going to end up blocking up the center. Well, maybe not, because he could still play e5. Yeah, this is lost. That rook move was just bad. I should not have done that. Because that's going to lose me 2 tempo. Moving down and then back. Yeah, so he's doubled up here. But this doesn't make any difference. Because that's still in a pin. So I could play here. If I take, he's going to recapture. And then what do I play? I could play that and defend that pawn. Yeah, let's play that. That's still in a pin. I don't have to take that. Now, if he plays here, I got to take. Because then that could block the attack. So, because he could block the attack with a pawn. So, I don't have to rush to take that. My camera's sideways. I should probably fix that. Alright, so this blocks the pin. So now that rook can move. So let's go ahead and take it off the board. Let's go ahead and take that off the board. Now, if he plays this, just come around, and we're happy. Now his king is cut off. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and come around. If he plays that, so what? So what? We just play something like this. Okay. Go here. That move, we go there, then slide around. We got enough pawns to stop any kind of a pawn push that he tries to pull off here. So, I think we're fine. And with the king being cut off, I mean, we're just up a rook, right? Like, we're just clean up a rook. He has one. We have two. So, if we can't win a +1 rook game here, we need to find a new game to play. All right. So, rook comes up. Connect the rooks. Then we're happy. Okay. Connect the rooks. And now you got a problem. Check, you come back, check. You got to go there, and then you're going to start losing pawns back there. So you got to be real careful here. So I have that check that forces them back. I have that check, which forces them here. Check again forces them up. Check here forces them back down. But I think I could have just taken the damn rook. I got lost in the weeds there. Sorry, guys. I was so focused on that I didn't even think about taking the rook. Stupid. That's forced, and then you play here. He's got to go back, and then I can take that pawn. Yeah. So that's forced. And I think yeah, I could definitely take that pawn. He has to go to h1, yeah. So pawn for me. God, I could have taken that rook. I'm so stupid. What a miss. Now what I can't let happen is a pawn to get here. Because if I take, he takes, and that pawn's starting to run. And that can get scary. So as long as I don't let that happen, that's really his only potential trap. So we just have to make sure he doesn't do that. And I just realized I didn't turn my laundry on. It's in the washer, but I didn't start it. I can't believe I missed that free rook. Oops. We'll just keep taking pawns. This king is forever cut off. The only way he could get his king back into the game is to trade rooks. That's the only way. God, this was a terrible game. Also, if he pushed that, I could play here, skewering that pawn behind him. Check. That's forced. Then I go here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's we already talked about this. And then this guy will have to come up and solidify that pawn. This pawn push does let him see the fourth rank, But I hit that guy, all right, and then we're going to play that. Just play that, solidify that pawn, and if he pushes now, I'm going to do that. And I do let his king come back into the game. But I don't... well, actually, if I do that and he takes... So, let's say I played here. If he takes and I take here, he could push. But then I could go here. He's making it tricky. He's making it tricky, no doubt about it. I don't want to let that pawn run. So I think I could come here. Takes, takes. What if I go here and he takes? Then I take. If he takes, I double here. He takes, I take here. He picks up that pawn. I've definitely made a mistake somewhere. Let's do that. This is a checkmate threat. If he takes that, and I took here, he could push. But then I would play that and fork those two. Yeah, so if he takes, you go here. If he plays that, I go here, forking those two guys there. Takes, takes. If he takes that, I just win another pawn. Or no, it's an even trade of pawns. But then I think at the end of that, I can slide over. So let's take that. Now if he takes, I'll pick that up. If he pushes, I'm going to fork him. That's defended by the pawn. If he takes, I'm going to capture here, and then I'll walk over and pick that up. So, and the king is just trapped. He can't help. So you cannot allow me to do that. Yeah. And the problem with this is the king can't come back into the game. The king's only got these squares. So there's no way for you to stop me from promoting here. So I can just play here and push that pawn, and that's going to be ball game. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the analysis of this game. That was a miserable game. Let me close out of some of this crap I have open here. Chess.com. Blah, 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 blah. Analysis. Put that we're both 1500. And we played black, right? Alright. So we played 88.7%. And I did screw up not taking the free pawn. But the computer doesn't hate it. Offer the queen trade. Knight gets developed, bishop comes out, long castle, Yeah, they wanted bishop back, but I don't mind damaging my structure here. And that's a blunder because you can't take the recapture. They have that as the best move, but I really beat myself up this entire game for not playing that. Yeah, takes, and then you're pinned. Double the rooks. Takes, takes. Yeah, and I felt like this was just good for me. Because when you play this, you've taken away any kind of flexibility from your king. You can't come down and make a threat against my rook. So we double. And this was just a free rook, and I missed it. And we start gobbling some pawns. Takes goes here. Solidify. Okay, we play that. Takes, takes. Yeah, and that was the ball game. So, I mean, we did play fairly well overall. I'm going to just play through to checkmate really quick. Because this game is just, it's over. Right? So, he can't stop promotion here. And, this is just how this would go. Because the king is cut off. Alright, so let's just make sure we're not stalemating. If I play this, he does have that move, right? Yeah, he does. So he goes there, we play check, and then that's mate. So the game is just completely over. And that's, kind of the power of having the king cut off like this. So I was watching, I actually played Nelson versus Wendy earlier. Like I was feeding the moves to two different browsers. And neither one of them, in the end game, was able to cut off the opponent's king. And they just let the king walk all over the board. The king is a very powerful piece in the end game, and cutting it off and limiting its role in the game is so powerful. And in this position, I've got a passed pawn here that you can't stop because the king is confined because the rook, right? You can't bring him out, so there's no way to oppose this pawn. So here we're going to push, play that, he goes there. And again, the same thing, right? That's probably not best, but we're going to just push, push, push. And again, because you're cut off, check, mate, right? So that little sequence there, that's why it's so potent to cut that king off. So if you're a lower rated player, you're 400 or 500, whatever, and you're kind of new to the game, you're learning the rules, etc., this is a really powerful idea, cutting that king off. There was nothing that he could have done that, even if it meant giving up a couple of pawns, that would have given me any incentive to have moved that rook and allow him to come back in the game. The only way that I would have let him back in the game, to get his king back in the game, is if he gave up his rook in order to do it. And then he would just have been down a rook. So, anyway, hope you guys like that. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things. I'll see you all in the next video. Later, guys.